January 6th, 2020. Started out like a nice day, sunshine and whatnot, but we've lost the sun. Temperature's pretty nice, up in the 20s Fahrenheit, needless to say. Unfortunately, there's a strong northwesterly wind that kind of makes it a little miserable. And apparently this is going to be our last decent temperature day as we're getting back to normal or below normal starting tomorrow. Anyway, I thought I'd take a quick look out here while it was still half decent. Try not to laugh too much at the patchwork quilt jigsaw puzzle welding job I'm doing here, but at least I've got a good strong trunk floor now and something to attach a gas tank onto. This in fact is the replacement tank I'm attempting to install, but it's far from a bolt-in. This is a slightly shorter tank than the original. Take my mitt off here. This opening was the access panel, a little sort of a, well, there's the cover up there. It had a little cover in here that went over the sending unit for the gas gauge. Obviously, the sending unit on this tank is located approximately 4 to 5 inches further to the back of the trunk. So I'm going to have to cut here, fill in this hole, fabricate some type of another cover to go on there. So yeah, it's going to be a while. In the process, I've discovered my spare tire well has a lot more rust than I realized. Actually, most of it is relatively solid, just down here at the bottom, and I guess about 3/4 of the way up there. That should all be cut out and replaced, and I'm possibly going to do that. I'd like to get it done at the same time as the like preferably before I get that fuel tank installed, because welding around gas tanks is probably a little on the dangerous side. In fact, some of you might have already known this, but I was informed recently that if I can get this door open. I guess I can't open it. I was informed recently that I am an ignorant person for running one of these plastic marine gas tanks in the trunk of the car, even though I've been doing it successfully for since 2015 with no incidents. So I thought, in the interest of my own personal safety and the concerned citizens, I might attempt installing a real gas tank. One problem about these Mercuries, they are a little less common than Fords of that year. So there's, as far as I can see, no aftermarket gas tanks made to fit this particular car. And as I've pointed out, a Ford tank is not a bolt-in. It's a lot of work. There's another option somebody mentioned. Buy a tank for, I believe it's a late 60s Mustang, Falcon, Comet. Cut out this whole trunk floor, and the new gas tank becomes the trunk floor. It literally screws into the perimeter of the area you cut out. And apparently the filler neck will line up with the opening on the car. So it's another possibility. But anyway, weather permitting, I'll get a little bit more done on this. And hopefully, well, one way or another, it'll be driving by spring. It may be back with the old dangerous plastic tank, or best case scenario, I'll have the replacement metal tank in place. Anyway, better get busy here. Good weather's disappearing fast. Here's that dangerous plastic tank, in case you were wondering. It's, I believe, about a 5-gallon plastic tank. It's, I think they call it a boat tank for running your outboard motorboats. I hook up my rubber gas line right to there, fill it right there. It's got a vent here. It's been working great, but oh well. Another Roosty's vintage tire. It's pretty much shot. I'd love to have a set of these wide whites on the Merc, but this one has a lot of things against it. I'm keeping it around because, well, it's a wide white. It's the only one I got. The brand is an Atlas. It's a grip safe cushion air. It's a 670/15 4-ply, and of course it's a bias ply tire because that's all there was in those days. This tire would date to the 1950s, and it's made in Canada. Tread wear is not bad. You could drive on that. You can almost read the letters through the Whitewall, but not quite. Anyway, maybe someday I'll get ambitious and put a tube in it and install it on a wheel just to look at.